So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through how I would do SEO for a company in the beauty space. So doing SEO for a company in the beauty space can be a little bit challenging just because the space is pretty competitive, right? But if you can find those low competition keywords that you can actually get into the top 3 spots for, you can take advantage of a lot of search volume in the space that will drive a lot of organic traffic and revenue for your brand. So the way I'm going to be demonstrating how to do beauty SEO, I found this random brand out there. It's called Svote Lashes. The reason why I picked it is because they rank on like the second and third page for a lot of pretty good keywords. So I wanted to kind of demonstrate some of the strategies I would use to bump those keywords up from page 2 and 3 onto the first page to try to just get more organic traffic coming to this brand, grow their organic revenue, right? So the idea is that if you follow the strategies that I kind of talk about in this video, you should be able to rank on the first page for a lot of your target keywords. So to kind of start things off, the first thing I would do is I would take this URL and I would put it into this tool called Ahrefs. So Ahrefs is a really good tool just to kind of track where the current SEO progress of the site is, right? So I can kind of see the organic traffic over here. It's not a lot of organic traffic, so they might be doing a little bit of SEO optimization, but definitely nothing too crazy, right? 600 clicks a month is not anything to go crazy about, right? So let's take a look at some of the keywords that they actually rank for. So the first thing I notice over here is that a lot of the traffic is actually just going to the blog. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just kind of interesting because when you talk about beauty SEO, right, like you really want to try to get most of your traffic going to your product or your product category pages, right? And the reason for that is because that's what's going to make you money, right? The only reason you're doing SEO is to make more money, right? Like you want to sell more of your products. And in order to sell your products, you have to rank your product and product category pages, right? If you just rank a bunch of blog content, you're not going to make that much money, right? You'll get a bunch of traffic, but it's not really going to convert for you. Now, there is a time and place for blog content. I'll get into that. You still need to write blog content, right? It's still very important, but your emphasis needs to be ranking your product category and product pages because, again, that's what's going to make you money, right? So let's kind of ignore some of the blog stuff for now, and let's look at the keywords that they are ranking for their product category pages, right? So they have this glue page that they're ranking. They're also ranking this tweezers product category pages for lash tweezers. I think this is where we should kind of start for this type of campaign, right? Reason being is because this is a low-hanging fruit opportunity. Anytime you see keywords ranking between positions 7 and 15, those are the keywords that you should bump up first, right? And the reason for that is because when you move up a keyword that's ranking between position 7 and 15, the CTR or click-through rate in Google really increases, right? You move a keyword from 15, which is page 2, to 10, which is page 1, you're going to get a lot more clicks, right? You move a keyword from position 10 to position 5, right? Bottom of page 1 to middle of page 1, you're going to get a lot more clicks, right? So start with keywords that are ranking between position 7 and 15. And this is a great one because, again, it's low-hanging fruit. It's ranking a product category page, right? And has a really high search volume of 2,300 searches a month, right? So now the next step that I would do is I have to see if we can actually rank for this keyword, right? Because with SEO, like the truth is there's a lot of keywords you probably want to rank for, but you just can't, right? It's just too competitive. So let's just take a look at this keyword over here. So I'm going to click on the SERP feature over here to kind of analyze the competition of this keyword. So the way that I kind of analyze the competition of a keyword is I'm going to see like what pages are actually ranking in the top 5, right? Are there weak pages? Are there strong pages ranking in the top 5? So one thing I notice is that there's actually a lot of low DR sites ranking in the top 5, right? There's a DR7 site, there's a DR29 site, there's a DR28 site. You know, the DR7 site, to be honest, I would probably ignore it just because they have like an exact match domain and Google kind of prioritizes those exact match domains, even though they say they don't. So I would usually ignore exact match domains when taking keyword competition into account. But taking a look at like 1000lashes.biz, right? livebasedsupplies.com. This is low DR, right? So the idea is that if a low DR site can rank for this keyword, why can't we, right? So this would definitely be an opportunity I would attack for sure. Now, the next thing I would do is, we know tweezers is a good keyword to target, but what about some secondary keywords, right? So the way I would find some of those secondary keywords is I would actually just find a competitor, like a low DR competitor, and I would just take a look at the keywords that they're ranking for. Like, what are all the keywords they rank for? So obviously they rank for lash tweezers, right? But they also rank for eyelash extension tweezers and lash extension tweezers, right? So like, these are three keywords I would definitely want to rank for. And they all kind of mean the same thing. They're just said kind of differently, right? Now, the trick here is that if I optimize this page for eyelash extension tweezers, I'm actually also optimizing it for lash extension tweezers and lash tweezers, right? Because lash extension tweezers, this word or phrase, is actually in this phrase too, right? You take out the I, you get lash extension tweezers, right? And then lash tweezers, of course, is also in eyelash extension tweezers, right? You take away the I, you take away the extension, you get lash tweezers, right? So by optimizing this page for eyelash extension tweezers, you actually end up optimizing it for lash tweezers and lash extension tweezers as well, right? So that's the first thing I would do. I would go in and I would get this product category page optimized, right? I would take that keyword eyelash extension tweezers and I'd put in the H1 tag. I would put it in the meta title. And then I would even put some content on this page too. I mean, this page, like, it has like a couple sentences here, right? But it's just not good enough, right? When you think about like a product category page, it's just a list of products, right? How is Google supposed to like rank that type of page if it's just a list of products? There's nothing that really tells them what to actually rank the keyword for, right? I mean, yeah, you have the H1 tag, you have the meta title, but you want some content on there too. So I would try to put around 500 words of content on this page that's optimized for that keyword eyelash extension tweezers, right? Now, I would go through this process for all these collection pages, right? Professional, lash tech tweezers, stainless steel tweezers, easy fan, volume, classic, right? I would probably plug these pages into this tool Ahref, see what keywords they rank for, and see if we can move some of those keywords up. If a page doesn't rank for a keyword, you can kind of come up with like a seed keyword, right? So you have a page like volume lashes. So say we want to find a keyword for volume lashes. I could just put volume lashes into, Ahrefs keyword explorer over here and see what kind of comes up, right? So volume lashes, again, big keyword over here. Let's take a look at competition, right? You have some low authority sites that are ranking, right? And then I would probably take a look at some of the other keywords that those low authority sites rank for. There's, lash extensions, volume eyelashes, volume lashes, right? So you can kind of follow the same type of process and, optimize the page for, a keyword or multiple keywords that are related, just so that, again, you have the on-page set, right? So once you have the on-page set, kind of the on-page SEO kind of taken care of for these product category pages, the next thing you want to do is take a look at some blog content, right? So if I take a look at the blog content on this site, so they have their blog underneath this lash edu thing. They only have 2 blog posts. So like, this is a problem, right? Like, for a beauty site to rank, and really for any kind of e-commerce site to rank, if you want those product category pages ranking, you need to build something called topical relevancy, right? And topical relevancy is this idea that Google wants to rank websites that are experts in this space, right? So if you want to be an expert at eyelash extensions, you need a lot of content about eyelash extensions. That's what tells Google that you're an expert there, right? So they only have 2 blog posts over here. So let's take a look at what they have going here. The blog content is actually not bad. They're using, let's see, so it's pretty like fleshed out. It's like not like super short. I mean, I see sometimes, brands have blog content that's like 300 words, and it's just like, why even have that there? But, they're using H2 tags. Some of this paragraph text, like I would honestly update this to like H3 tags to use headings, just like you have an H2 tag, make this like an H3 tag. I would also try to add some internal links, right? It's really important in your blog content that you drive internal links to your product category pages and your product pages, just because it's going to help with, link authority flow and just having those internal links and making them keyword rich, right? Like say you're internally linked to like the eyelash extensions tweezers page. And if you use eyelash extension tweezers as like the anchor text of that internal link, it helps Google understand what keyword you're trying to rank that linked to page for, right? So I would definitely add some internal links, but the content itself, like you really can't complain about the content itself because it's ranking for its target keyword, right? Like, again, this site doesn't get a lot of traffic, but all the traffic it's getting is from a lot of its blog content, right? So the blog content, like the actual content itself isn't bad. And then you take a look at this other one, right? Everything you need to know about eyelash extensions. again, good content, a lot of images. Like, I would add, some internal links. They're actually using heading tags here properly, H3 tag, paragraph text. You could make this an H4 tag if you want to, but it's really not the end of the world. You have H2 tags and H3 tags right here. So I would optimize the internal linking. One other thing I would do is just taking a look at what this article is about. I mean, they're titling it everything you need to know about eyelash extensions, but what it really is about is what are eyelash extensions. And that's like the main keyword it's ranking on the second page for. So I would literally update your meta title and the H1 tag with what are eyelash extensions, right? So that kind of takes care of optimizing the existing content, right? And then, you'd want to create a lot of other content, right? So I would literally put in something like eyelash extensions into a keyword tool like Ahrefs. And I would see what kind of informational keywords that we can actually target. Like with beauty SEO, there's so much blog content you create, and a lot of it can actually be tutorial based, right? So how to remove eyelash extensions, that is a keyword that we could create a blog post around, right? And you could write this really great guide on how to remove eyelash extensions. You can even create a YouTube video and embed it because it's kind of a tutorial, right? You have stuff like how long do eyelash extensions last, right? Types of eyelash extensions, cat eyelash extensions, how to clean eyelash extensions, right? So a lot of really good informational tutorial style keywords that you can create content for, right? And then internally link to the product category pages to kind of help those product category pages rank over time. And I would go even deeper too. You could even put something like tweezers in, right? And see what types of informational keywords that, there are for tweezers, right? How to get a splinter out with tweezers. You probably wouldn't want to do that one, right? Because these are for beauty tweezers, right? But you can find, tweezers for ingrown eyelashes, right? So you would want to find, keywords that are obviously relevant to the product that you're trying to sell. And again, build out content internally linked, right? So then once you have that taken care of, right? So at this point, you have your product category pages. They're optimized for keywords. The keyword is in the meta title, the H1 tag. You have some content created. Now you have some good blog content, right, around relevant keywords. You're internally linking to the product category pages. And then at that point, all that's really left to do is just a lot of backlinks, right? You need to be building backlinks to your homepage. You need to be building backlinks to your product category pages, to your blog content, right? And you need to look for high quality backlinks that are relevant to your brand. So in this case, ideally, backlinks from other beauty blogs and stuff like that, right? And if you do that with enough time, I mean, you would dominate the space, right? This space in particular, this eyelash space, it's not that competitive, right? Just those two keywords we looked at, volume lashes, eyelash extension tweezers, right? It's just not that competitive of a space. So with enough backlinks, with enough content, with good on-page optimization, you should be able to crush it in this type of space. And that's really all it takes. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.